Happy Halloween. I dressed for the occasion. Am I good?
Yeah.
Orange and black. Oh, but I have something better ready to show you. I have a stack of Dresden plates that you're not going to believe. Dresden plates. You asked for it. We've already done it before, but you get it again. And this time we added the modern touch. Ready? The modern touch. Okay, but we're going to start with something really old, okay? Want to see the oldest Dresden plate I have? You still have to make noise for it. Okay, Teresa, on. You going to help me, David? Yay, I love it. Oh, is that old or what? You would have thought I would have sewed it down just to show you, right? Huh? I didn't. I did buy this in Paducah. I really like it. It is the pointed Dresden plate, which you're going to see today. The pointed Dresden, unusual with a black background, right? But this is even better. Look, right in the center, the quilter took grandmother's flower garden and put it right in the middle of all of her blocks. I think that's such a cool way of putting it together. And then she did this like chicken scratch. It has a name. Teresa, what's this stitching name? Feather stitch? Well, she put the blocks, she sewed the blocks together, and then she did this little stitching, feather stitch over top of the seam and put it all together. No border. This actually, she brought the back around to the front, put a white around it. You think I should take the white off or just leave it on? Is that good? Yeah. Leave it, leave it.
But I'd repair it.
Oh, Brenda, you could help me repair it. I would really appreciate that. That would be fun. Okay, this one is sort of old, sort of new. Again, the pointed Dresden plate. And look at the circle. You can actually see that blanket stitch, that hand blanket stitch down around the outside edge. Well, I bought just the plates recently, maybe 20 years ago, but that's pretty recent. It's still new, right? Well, I bought them in an antique store, and I went right to a quilt shop, and I begged the quilt shop owner if she would cut me the background squares. I was on my vacation. I actually had a few minutes, and then I did that big old black blanket stitch around the outside edge. What do you think? By hand. I did it. And then it's a really traditional setting with lattice and the 9 patch around the outside edge. And this is obviously a new border too. But it's kind of old, kind of new. Good? All right. So this one that's coming up is probably my favorite, and I had to show it to you. It's the Dresden plate that has the curved outside edges. The curved outside edges, and this quilter did a lot of little French knots. Aren't they sweet? In the center, kind of looks like little seeds in the Dresden. And she actually set the blocks together, and then she stitched, this is bias tape to set it together. That's easier than lattice, huh? And do you recognize the outside border? That would be, Penny, that would be the ice cream cone border. So basically, did you know that Wendy Gilbert did the curved outside edges? This is our original Dresden plate quilt book, a simplified method. And this was done in 1989 by Wendy Gilbert. But you know, Quilting Today, you can still get it. Now, Wendy used lightweight, non-woven fusible interfacing to just stitch around the outside edge and then turn it right side up. It's kind of like an applique method. That makes that good. You know how to do that. But look at this. Little known, did you know we have ice cream cone border templates? Yes, folks, you can get it right here. I don't think many people know about it, and guess what? It's even easy to do. That's what's really fun. So, ice cream cone border templates. Another antique. Okay, so now you can take this. Okay, and I just want to show you. In this stack, we are going to do 3 sizes of Dresden plates. A mini, And then this, I guess this is the middle. This is for 4 1/4 inch strips, and then a very large, tall template. We've got 3 sizes, and they're all sewn exactly the same. Ready to see them?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it, Teresa. Okay, this one Teresa did. This is our modern approach. Ooh, wow.
Oh, I love the quilting.
Oh, you love the quilting. Mary Jo Rembold did it. She did it really, really fantastic. I love it. And it is unique. It's just one background piece, and there's basically 4 whole Dresdens of the middle-sized template, the 4 1/4, but one is split in half, so you get it on the left and on the right. So it's just one big piece that these are all placed, and we have a sheet that we made just for you to tell you how to work these measurements. Like it? Okay, that's good. That's unusual. You see that right on the cover of your pattern. Have you checked it out? Check it out. And this is go inside to the first page 2. And Teresa did this one. It's just for the holidays. Is it cute?
Yes.
It's very cute. And then we did a little bow. This is actually a quilt in a day. I'm sorry, an AccuQuilt design, but we asked permission to print it for you, but we bought the AccuQuilt die to show you too. So it's just 3. And this is actually a fussy cut right in the center. Beautiful stripe for the holidays. I like that one. Pardon me? We mitered the corners, Brenda. It's best with stripes, don't you think? You got a miter. Okay. Oh, look at this. Oh, I'm going from, this is folded so cute. What do you think it is? Oh, guess what it has on it? Leftover wedges. Okay, am I bumping my mic? You want to tie me on? Tie me on one. Isn't it cute? Look at the pockets. Rickrack, a bib. It's custom. It's made just for me. What a tease. It fits. David made this for me because he took all of his leftover pieces, and this is his quilt coming up. The backing looks really fun first. You guys should look at the quilting on the back. So, whoop. Ah, you going to help David? Okay, so David, we all want to know about this one bright one right in the corner.
So it's for a pop of color. It's just to give a little bit of interest and somewhere for your eye to focus, and then you kind of start there and go out.
A pop of color. It's just for interest. It's interesting, huh? Okay, now this one has just a single strip of lattice and a plain cornerstone. Borders around the outside, and then Patty helped him do this, and she sewed down the plates and added the little green flan around the outside edge. Nice? Nice, but show the back because I think it looks really good. So who quilted this one?
Amy.
Amy? Okay, Amy Potter. So this is a good lesson. So she used yellow bobbin thread, but then for the brown center, she used brown thread in the bobbin. So you can see that design throughout it. It almost looks like it's plant, like you could use it upside down, huh? So this is in your book, and this is on page 3. So you can remember it. Ooh. So turn the page. Good news. Sherry McClaw made this one. She's one of our students here at Quilt in a Day. Now, I didn't hear a word from you. Are you guys speechless? Huh? All bright colors. 3-dimensional, bright colors. But look, it has newspaper on the background, and these are all little quilt stories. Right here by my hand is Rosie the Riveter. I can read, I can read it now. This is really cute. Quilters save the peace, P-E-A-C-E, by peace, P-I-E-C-E. That's cute, huh? Yeah. Quilters save the peace, Rosie, and then I can just see certain words. Vote yes. I don't know what we're supposed to vote yes for, but vote yes on the roll of fabric that Amy made you. Ooh, huh? I said Amy. Martha did it. Oh my goodness. Martha would kill me. I think Martha cut about 80 of these. She counts them. That was the last number. But look, all of the colors are there. They're all 4 1/4 inches wide. And they are for working with the template that you have in your pattern. Nice? Nice. Okay. So let's see. This one. Oh, there's a second one. Oh my gosh, we have to make it hard. There's 2 to choose from. So this one is similar, but actually Martha went and did the colors on this one too. And I think, I think David pieced the Dresden and Teresa sewed them down. It's teamwork, teamwork. And just the black lattice and the 9 patch in the corners again. Beautiful. And Mary Jo quilted it. Did I get everybody? All the credits? Okay, now this one is on page, let me see, I saw it. Turn over to page. Okay, I'm coming to it. I believe page 14. This is Lisa Stack. And she did, she actually selected, she used 2 1/2 inch strips. Can you imagine that? She did like a jelly roll and she just cut them down the strip. She cut her wedges down the strip a little bit different, put this beautiful green circle in it. And so to emphasize the beautiful plates, she used a solid background in the lattice and set it all together. Is it pretty? So the centers, the circles are all a different color. You'd have to have yardage for that. You'd have to have yardage. Yeah, you see, you like all the motion? That's on page 14, so you can remember it. This is Lana's quilt. She's in the evening block party. You like this one? This one has, actually, this color, this background color, I have an antique quilt that has this background color in it. It actually was popular in the 30s and 40s as well. But beautiful, the beautiful turquoise and all of the grays. The gray it's little polka dot in the outside border, gray lattice. It really shows up nice on that peach, doesn't it? And that's on page 15. Called it very laid back modern. And oh, where do you see the backing on it?
That's pretty much.
Whoa! Somebody called it the stars and the moon. I don't know why they said that. Stars and moon, something like that. Okay, so this one did not get in the book. So what do you think? Are we doing good? Yeah. Are you getting inspired?
You bet.
You betcha. Okay, so now Teresa did this one. Very nice. So she wanted to take it easy, and she just used 2 different fabrics. There's 20 wedges in the whole circle, and then one of the colors. Okay, so if you take like this color, you can pull out all of the other colors. We put the pink in the center and the green. Thank you, Aiko. I don't know. I start to show quilts, and I like get fabric dust. It's a thing now. I don't know.
It's dusty and dry.
Is that it?
Santa Ana's.
That is very, very sweet, Teresa. I really like that one. Okay, now this one I did. It's I get to show it. Okay, we each have one of this is with the little mini, and we have a pattern on it, the little mini one. This is the little size. I like to do this at night whenever I'm watching TV. I hand stitched all around these. I loved it. I actually enjoy all that little hand stitching, and just set it together with simple lattice. And the way it is quilted, it looks like it's actually trapunto. But notice the 4 blades. So I had the 4. When I positioned them on there, I wanted them to really show off, and so I consistently placed them. kind of almost like a north, south, east, west idea. But when you have a really dominant color, I think it's wise to do that so that it doesn't, so it really spins good. And this one, Teresa did exactly the same. So is there a pattern for this one, Teresa?
Oh, it's right there.
Oh, of course I knew that. So you should they should take a picture, huh? It's a stem and the leaves. But what she did different that's really fun, she did a little yo-yo right in the centers. And that's good because these little centers are hard to do, but it's really, really cute. So you just use your imagination. 2 colors in there. These little flowers are springing right out of the vine. Oh, they're Appliquéing flowers. They're very, very cute. Very, very cute. Aren't they cute? So they're fun. They're so versatile. You can make the wedges. Okay, this one is actually one that I did in Al's attic, and I just took it off my table and put some Halloween out. But you can see the ice cream cone border around the outside edge, and this is the Dresden that was actually, that's in the book, and you can see the bright reds, and then these are little ovals on top of the center. So it's really fun. It's in Quilts from Elle's Attic, so you can find this one. But, you know, the Dresden is so popular, we get lots of requests. Oh, my goodness. Did we finish it?
No.
Oh, you put it up on there. Whoa, the big guy. The big guy. So some of you guys have this big hunker of a template. And this is for making the wreath. We need to stitch our bow down. It's a little floppy, huh? But anyhow, it's a lot of fun to do. Exactly the same technique. It's just larger and has a bow on it. And Teresa, Sue did this one. Yeah, I have to get all my quilters right. Sue did this one. It's the same size. It's using this big template, bright colors, and lots of fun. And she did a double circle. I thought that was interesting. There's 2 sizes of circles on it, all stacked up. And the quilting is modern and beautiful half Dresdens quilted in the sides. Little spice right here in the binding, yeah. And you have to show the back, how cute it is. Ooh, you use up everything. Nothing left at all. Nothing left at all. Very, very cute. Cool. Is that enough?
Yes.
Now there's no more on the floor. So, really, really fun. And you can just wait. Okay, so now I'm going to walk around the table. Get ready. And I'm already hot. I know I'm hot. I have to take off my apron. Woo. You can ask a question, Brenda. What is your question?
All right, so Dresden slate, is that named after the town of Dresden? Isn't it in Germany?
That is correct. Dresden is in Germany. And it very well could be Dresden, Germany, because it is named after the plate that has the curved edges. And that plate could have been made in Dresden, Germany. I have all my china. All my china is from Germany. My grandfather had brought it to me. But anyhow, think about the curved plate. I looked for one. I couldn't find you a nice one. But they called that a Dresden plate. And the quilt maker would just put the plate down on a piece of fabric and trace around it. And then cut it. Then they would have their pattern. They would know how to do it.
Wow.
But that's really how it came about.
So the pattern's been around a while?
The pattern's been around, definitely. So what we can do is we can just make up the story. The name Dresden plate came from Dresden, Germany. It's now fact. Is that good?
Whenever you Google it, always comes up capitalized.
Oh, Dresden, so maybe it is from Dresden, Germany. That's really cool. All right, so I'm going to go back to, oh my goodness, look, you got 2 pages of yardage. It's going to be really good. 2 pages of yardage. Let me see if I can show. Yeah, 2 pages of yardage. And so you can pick out by the picture which yardage chart you want to follow. And then I'm going to start right on page 8. Page 8. Page 8. And I have to find my rotary cutter. Now there's, did I tell you how many? Oh my goodness. My tools are conveniently placed beside my sewing machine. They are so convenient that I can't even remember where they are. But look at this. Ta-da! Look what Teresa did for me, and she told me that. She hung it all right beside me in my little pouch with my little pins. I have pins. I have more than 5 pins. I'm very excited. It just sticks like right on the table. It's pretty amazing. Okay, so I'm on page 8. How many wedges did I tell you were in the plate? 20. So divide it by 4. And how many do you have? 5. You have 5. 5. If you work in groups of 5, and this is how I found out it was easy to do without getting confused. I went and I sorted the first 5. This is for my color, my first 5. And then I did the second 5, and the third 5, and the fourth 5. So I have 4 stacks of 5 each. That's pretty convenient. Can you cut that many? Can you cut 5? Sharp, if you have a sharp ruler. Okay, so I'm just going to I already trimmed this end off. I trimmed off my salvage, and you take your template and you line up both of the edges with the outside edges of the strip. And then you just hold that template down and just cut up. You don't have to twist once you cut your first one. Just turn your template and then just go across. And you keep on going. Whoops, I'm getting a little movement here. Earthquake! So you should be able to get 22, but just carefully cut up and down the whole way across your strip. Good? Okay, so the way I lined it up, I thought it was pretty clever last night. So that was my first stack. And then you just keep on going to your second stack. Good. And then your third stack, turning them up and down. I would continue to cut the whole way across, but I'm fast forwarding here. And just a little stretch here, and I'm going good. Whew. And hold it down. Okay? Oops, I'm too far. Good. So 1 stack of each one of these will make a whole circle. Ah. So look in your booklet on page 8 on your pattern. This is how you do with a 2.5-inch strip. You can stack up 5, and you cut those into little sections. You just cut them so that they are long enough. You basically are cutting like this way. Can you see the picture? And just trim off the sides. You cut them at 4 4/4 inches and just trim off the sides. So that shows you how you do a jelly roll. So now we're going to just skip the Appliquéing. You can actually do this with the Appliquéing cutter, but I already did that in class. Okay, I'm going to move this out of the way. And so we stacked. This is going to make 1 complete Dresden. It's one stack of 5 of each. But what I recommend is that you just take like your first stack an assembly line sew them. You can do it either way. You want to do a whole circle or all yellow?
Whole circle.
I want to do the whole circle? Okay, fine. Get rid of those. Those are all ready. Okay, so you need to have your stiletto. I'm going to look in my little tool bag. I found my stiletto. I'm very excited. Okay, so, and I even have a jumper scrap. I'm just set at 2.0. And I like to just turn them like this so they're kind of ready for stitching because you pick them up and fold them. These are already all right sides together. So you just start sewing. And let me get the one button. Okay, so now my machine's set. Okay, so just keep on with your stiletto. They're all right side up. Flip them right sides together. And last night I said, okay, I'm going to find out how long this takes to go around. I don't know why, because especially if you're going to make 20 of these, you want to know, right? So I found out it took me about 4 minutes to sew the tops of all 20 of these. Okay?
Find it best to put the folded side in first.
I put the folded side in first. That's just the way I've always done it. Do some of you do it different?
I think I've always
Unfolded side. I never tried it that way, to be honest with you. I have always done it this way. And just moving right through. Okay, so while I do this, Teresa, is the iron hot? Okay, so I tried to keep these all in order. Look at that. You can really see they're all in order now. Good. So you can take a little pair of scissors, or you can take your cutting gizmo and just cut them apart. Okay. Separate them up. It was important to me that I kept them in order. And then you just take them and you split that seam and press it open. Split the seam and press it open, and I like to just finger press it right like that. And then just put my finger on top of that fold and just pop it right side out. And then it's ready for pressing. That was good, huh? Okay, and so I just sit and I do all of these. Okay, split open the seam, do a little finger press, put my finger on the side and pop it. You get into that rhythm. And then we have this really cool tool. We have struggled with this and we have tried different things. We've made our own little template, but they now have one that's called a prairie pointer, and we found this to be very, very useful. So Teresa's going to help me iron this, but I'm going to show you right close on the camera. There's a very sharp point on it, but it's not so sharp that it cuts a hole in your fabric. I thought that was important. Don't you think that's important? There's a line down through the middle. It's called the prairie pointer. You just push the tip into the point and you push out and you line up the line on the pointer with the seam on your wedge. And just push it up in there. Okay, and then I'm just going to let Teresa press it. Okay, so I found out. Now, why would I tell you this? You just press the tip. Don't get this part hot. Get it? Now, why would I tell you that? Because I screwed up. Okay, so now Teresa's just finger pressing it. You press on the top, and she steamed it. Okay, and then she took the tool away. Okay, let's see it again. Okay, she's pressing. She's just going to steam it, just the top. And then you can slide the tool out and press again. You're showing off, Teresa.
You want to keep them in order, huh?
Yeah, you know what? You didn't get mic'd. Huh? No, you should have gotten mic'd. So anyhow, you just keep on going. And let me see. 1, 2, 3. This makes 4. And this is going to make 5. Yeah, I like to keep them in order. I think that if you try to keep them in order, it's easier. At least get one sample made of how you want it to look. Is that a good idea? Make it one sample made. Okay, and so this makes 5. And so I'm just going to cut these off. And you just continue doing the whole, all 20 of them. I'm going to put this all back. Keep it in order. Okay, so now once you have at least the 5 done, then take them and lay them out. Okay, I like them right side up at this time. And I'm still in order. I'm excited. Okay, so then you just take the second one, flip it to the first, take the fourth one, flip it to the third, and just leave number 5 sitting here. Okay? And so when you sew these together, you line them up right here at this corner, right here. And just use 1/4 inch seam. Oop. And I'm worried about that little thread sticking out, but it doesn't seem to matter. Somehow that little thread at the top just disappears. Okay, and then after this one, keep on going. Second one. Keep it lined up. Woo. And then I would have more so I could keep on sewing. That's why I was saying, should I do all of those yellows all together? And that would work fine too.
I blew that.
What's that?
I changed that idea.
You did. Okay, so now you just open these up. See that? There's nothing there. There's no little thread sticking out. It just like disappears. Okay, second pair, right sides together. Obviously, you want to have a whole bunch. And I found out I timed myself again. In a half an hour, I had my whole plate sewn together. So that's not bad. But obviously, I'm just doing a smaller amount to show you. And then the last one is the 5th one in the set. And all I'm going to do is just take this one, sew it on the end, single. And I have all 5 from that one set done. And then you're just going to keep on going until you get the whole thing together. All of them sewn. One more. Ta-da! Isn't that cute? Very pretty. You like it? That's good. Okay. So now you're going to take, I've actually used my little numbered pins so I could remember, but I had them all in order here. Okay. So they're just going to go around in the circle like this and like that. Very pretty? Woo! Take a bow, take a bow. You too could have one that looks just like this. Okay, so I'm going to show you. I'm just going to take, now you take the 4 sets and you sew them together. And I don't know why. You can just go, take these, go do-do, and put these kind of backwards. What do you think? Think that's going to work?
Are you going to get hung up on the point?
I don't know. I never did it like this. I'm just hurrying. Okay, we need to move all these little pieces away, huh? So now I have a half, right? I have a half of 2 of them. And so that was fast. and just cut these. And so, just sew this one together. You know, when you're laying out your strips, be very careful. If you have a plan, lay out your strips very carefully. Be careful that you don't drop any on the floor, because it's a real pain to try to fit those back in there where they go. And I did. I think I dropped 2 on the floor. Oh my goodness. And then it was hard to get it all back together. All right, last 2 all together. And do you have yours all together, Teresa? Yes. You didn't. You already put it down. Okay. No, it's okay because I can show on this one. So this is what we wanted to show you. That's the whole circle. Pretty. And now we're going to press the seams open. And I like to just finger press first because it's so hard when you are working at the hot iron and using steam. So you just lay the seams open and just crease them down like this and go the whole way around. And then you can press it from the front side. Okay, good? So you know that? So I'm going to give this one to Teresa to go ahead and press. And look, she already did all of them for me. Cool. That was fast forward, wasn't it? Turn the page. So we already finished page 11. And now we have the circle in the center. Your pattern is right here in your book. And you can just take lightweight, non-woven, fusible interfacing, lay it right on top and just trace it. It's a 4.5-inch circle. Unless you have a 4.5-inch template, you can go ahead and use that. But put your interfacing right on top, trace around the smooth side of the interfacing, and then you put the interfacing bumpy side against right side of the fabric. Bumpy side against the right side of the fabric, and sew on the line. And you can sew with like 18 stitches to the inch, a little bit smaller, 20 stitches to the inch.
Yes.
Number, okay, 18, 1.8, that's what you sew with, 1.8, and it's a smaller stitch. And just trim, step on the gas. It's with a little smaller stitch. You need to use a metal presser foot because a plastic foot will not slide along this interfacing. And also, if you can reduce the tension on your presser foot, go ahead and reduce the pressure so that you can just gently pivot. And then just cut a small hole. I'm looking to see, ooh, I have a bodkin. I'm going to cut a bigger hole. Okay, about a 2-inch hole in the very, very center. And then you just turn it right side out. Da, 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 da. Whoop. And let me see, is it coming flat?
It's coming.
Is it coming?
Almost there.
Almost there. Okay, so ballpoint bodkin. Run it around on the inside. Poke it out. Pokemon. Oh gosh. That's something for the present, huh? Okay, so now look at the front. Does it look good? Yeah. Beautiful. So if you have an applique pressing sheet, you could put it on, we could put it on an applique pressing sheet that works really good. Just to press it down. Yeah, okay, now you can show Eric. Kind of tip it up. Tip it up. Oh, we forgot to tell about our cool pressing mat. We all resisted getting one of these pressing mats because we thought maybe they were a little pricey, but you know what?
How well.
after you use this pressing mat, you don't care about the price. It is really a great pressing mat. The seams just sink right in there. Do you see the seams on the top surface? When you press with that, the seams just sink right into the pressing mat. And it works really good. And I found out at home, it's not as large as one we've been using, but I've been using like a TV tray, a wooden TV tray right beside my sewing with a little iron on it, a Rowenta iron, and it's just perfect. It's the perfect size.
It lays so flat.
Okay, oh good. And so she keeps on going. Yes! And, okay, so now we have the background, and the background is a 13-inch background square. And so this just goes right in the center. We're going to do it on this one? Sure. Okay. Now these are pinned down already. And actually when you fuse that, it's just going to hold the center down. Oh, that looks good. That looks really pretty. There's like a whole little, there's a little polka dot. Okay, so to center this, you fold it on one diagonal, fold your background on one diagonal, and actually the illustration shows the opposite way, but I think it'll work, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it'll work either way.
Yeah? Okay. No.
Okay, so she pressed it corner to corner in the direction, say, in force, down through the middle and across through the middle. And so if you do that, see, you can just take your points on and line that up. Now I want to know how you're going to center this.
Oh, this?
Yeah, center that. That's what I always do. I always get my centers, they look cockeyed, and I always have to remove them and put them back down again.
You just see?
Well, you got to cover all the seams in the inside. Yeah. Yes, I'm just telling. I know you are. I'm just telling everybody else.
You just lift it this way, and then you see that you have about the same amount in both ends.
Uh-huh.
And then go the opposite direction, and you see that you have about the same in both ends.
Okay.
That's it.
And now you just press it down. Steam press it. Okay, and I'm going to look for maybe a stitch that I'm going to like to sew around the outside edge. Let me see. Okay, I gotta find the one that I like.
Would you like me to put the pins on?
It's 203. Let me try this one. Do we have a scrap? Yes, we have a scrap. So,
Would you like
good.
me to put pins on?
Yes, please. So I just want to look at I want to use a blanket stitch, and you need to have a wide hole in your throw plate cover, and I just switched my foot to an open toe. I think I'll really like that one. I have red thread in it. It's just going to be gorgeous, huh? Okay, so I'm just going to try it and see what my stitch is, what my stitch looks like. I set a blanket stitch, and I just want to make sure that I'm not crazy about really, oh, it's nice. I'm not crazy about really big bites on my blanket stitch, but this one looks pretty good. Okay, let's just see.
Uh-oh, you're not going to win a prize.
I'm not going to win a prize?
She always teases me when I leave a little bit of the salvage.
Oh! Whoa! That is true.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I always tell her I'm not going to win a prize. Okay, so I looked at that and it's too tight. So I just lengthened the stitch. Let's see if it's better. Okay, maybe this is better. Now it might be too wide, huh? But it looks good. Okay, I'm going to shorten the width. And I'm going to shorten the length. Okay, one more try and just see. So you have to experiment and figure out. You could do a straight stitch, you could do invisible thread, you could do zigzag stitch, you could do it by hand. That would be good too, huh? Okay, so let's see. All right, I think that's probably good. So then let me do it on the yellow so you can see it. So you make your straight stitch go on the outside edge and the bite go into the wedge. And this looks pretty good. I like that. I could even do that in red thread. Okay, the point is the trickiest. And so you always pivot with the needle down on the outside edge. Always pivot with your needle down on the outside edge and then just start doing again. And I like this. And I'm very brave. I'm doing it in red thread so you can all see. And then I'm just going to take a little straight bite, needle down on the outside edge, pivot, and keep on going. Okay, I'm going to show Eric so you can see how to do it. I will never get back to this spot again. Why? What's my stitch? I did 2.5 width and 4.0 length. But that looks good. What do you think? It looks good.
Could you repeat that, please?
I did 2.5 width, and that's the bite. And the length is what's along the outside edge, and that's 4.0. But all I think you need to do is experiment with your own machine. You got to have a baby lock, right? That's the first thing. No, but experiment and try to find out what it is that you really like. Okay? So you could do zigzag, do it by hand, but traditionally they did do a blanket stitch by hand. Okay, Teresa, do you have the 9 patch and the lattice? Ta-da! The 9 patch and the lattice. Okay, so we've got it all stitched down. You can do whatever you'd like. Turn the page, beep, to your 9 patch. Your 9 patch are there, just very, very cute. They are 2 sets of strips that you have to do. You have one that's the light, dark, light. 2 of those, and then in the middle, dark, light, dark. And just make your little 4 patch. They are 1.5 inch strips. It tells you how many to make for your particular size. And then this is your lattice. It's 1.5 inch strips again. It matches the middle, dark, light, dark. And out of 1 strip, you should be able to get 3 of these. So I'm just going to line it up with the selvage. And we need to have a 16-inch ruler. I know we don't have one. I just said that, Teresa. We don't have a 16-inch ruler, do we? Oh my goodness, we have a Eat my words, Eleanor Burns. Okay. We talked about this yesterday, but I looked over there and I didn't see it. Okay. This background square is what size? 13.
13.5.
Just 13. Okay, so you just square off the salvages and you cut a 13-inch set. Let's see. That's going to go around this. 13 inches, right? And then you open up the center and you cut this at 13 inches. Ooh. And actually, with this little end piece, you can do the middle part of your 9 patch. Oh, that works good. Okay, you ready just to see how pretty it looks? So when you frame your block, you're going to have 4 of these around. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Ooh. 2, 3, and 4. 1 more. All right. What do you think? Beautiful. You like it? Yay! Cool. You like it. And then it shows you how to sew the whole top together. Just laying out all of the pieces, doing vertical rows. You can do a solid lattice too. No stripe, solid cornerstone. That would make it easier and a lot faster to put it together. And as those famous words go, they say at the end, layer, quilt, and bind. We like that, huh? Okay, this is cool, but we have more. We have more. Whoa. Oh. Okay, so, whoops.
Sorry.
So this is your extra project today. We're gonna give you a little extra sheet. Did you get a sheet already? Yes, ma'am. Wow, all right. So this is, and I didn't get a sheet.
Oh, you didn't get it.
I didn't get a sheet. So we played around in Appliquéing, and we did a curved one. We did a pointed Dresden, and we also did a mix of the two. We did pointed and curved. Is that cool? Yeah. We made 3 of those, and then we did 2 halves, and they're just basically the 10, and we just made 1 circle and cut it in half. We'll put it right on it, okay? So this paper shows you how to lay this out, and this is what we're following, the abstract Dresden quilt. And the piece of this is cut to, let me see, okay, it is 30 by 42, 30 by 42. And we're just going to start in the top left corner and go down 1.5 inches and put that in there. And then we're going to go clear to the bottom and put it in 2.5 inches, okay? Go to the bottom and go in 2.5 inches. Okay, and do you have your tape measure with you?
No.
Okay.
I will do it with ruler.
With a ruler?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we decided that we took the number down, but Teresa, now we have to go from the bottom up 25 inches.
25 inches.
25
Can
inches.
I borrow your?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so you're going to go in 12, and up 25. That's pretty tricky to position that.
In 12.
In 12
There it is.
and up 25.
And up 25.
You could use some help, huh? Yeah. Up 25. Oh, that looks a couple more. Well, I think I'm going to ask Mara to make that number from the top. Teresa and I know the story on it. We had the quilt upside down and we measured from the top, but then we said it's upside down, so we had to turn the whole thing around. So we didn't get it in right. But that looks good. Okay, now take this one and go in. It's up how far on this one?
16.
Up 16 and in 2.5. Up 16 and in 2.5. Cool. Is that good? And up. We're on the third one. So all you're going to do is just put them all over this one piece, and now go the third one, go up 6.5.
6.5.
Up 6.5.
And in.
And in 10.
Okay. From the other side then.
No, that's good.
Do it from the right.
Do you gonna give it to me?
Oops. I thought she was a magician. She could just magically come up with it, huh? She's a magician. Yeah, it looks good. This is the line Sweet Prairie from Riley Blake. I just really liked it. I used it before and I just used all my leftovers. So you really just position everything and pin it all down. So around the outside edges, and then layer, quilt, and bind. It's that simple. Yay!